Hello, everyone. So this is Screencastify, so now I can kind of read to you and teach you for social studies a little bit. These videos are limited to only 5 minutes, so I can't go as in depth all the time, but I thought I would use this just to help with social studies. So we've been learning a lot about Ellis Island. So we know that Ellis Island is near New York, and it was where a lot of immigrants came through from Europe. And then in class, we talked about the three main reasons somebody would come over, which was famine, which is not enough food, poverty, which is not enough money, and also war, so not being safe. So those were the three main reasons, and we had created that map where we decided where people came and why the majority of them came over. Like Ireland, a lot of people came over for famine, and then a lot of people from Eastern Europe came over because of poverty or war. Okay, so like World War II or World War I. So as we go through this, what we're going to be doing is you're going to have a story. We've kind of gone through this before where you can see our different stops, and we move through the building as we go through. All right. And right now we're going to go to the medical room. So we have our story all about the doctors. So I'll read the first one to you. So it says the doctors at Ellis Island developed a system to identify immigrants who needed medical attention. The first test was a 6-second physical. A uniformed doctor looked for any signs of illness or contagious diseases. The doctor noted whether the immigrants limped or were short of breath, if their eyes were red, if they acted disturbed or seemed otherwise abnormal. If someone was considered at risk to the public health, his or her clothes were marked by a piece of chalk with an identifying letter. An X denoted insanity, so mental health problems. A P denoted pulmonary, so lung problems. Immigrants who were marked were taken out of the line and kept for further examination. Immigrants who passed the 6-second exam continued through the maze of metal rails towards the far end of the hall for legal inspection. So we have a couple of fun facts. Right here, as you can see, it said, did you know medical detainees were sent to Ellis Island Hospital? Okay, so we can, if you want to learn more, you can click more about that. And it also has 120,000 people with disease or disabilities were sent back. So a lot of people were sent back, okay? If you are curious to what it looks like, and you can click learn more if you're curious, this is kind of what it looks like, okay? Sorry, I don't know how to get rid of that part. But let's see. We have our photos. So these are all of our different photos. So an inspection. This is what the doctor looked like during the 6-second inspection. This is how they went through to the medical exam. This is what the uniformed officials were doing. And then these are the different chalk symbols that they would do on people that told us what the physical issue was. Okay, so lameness maybe means a physical deformity, a physical problem. Eyes could be blindness. X was a suspected mental defect. An X with a circle is definite signs of mental disease. If they were pregnant, you had PG. All of these are different reasons that they could have somebody not come in or just further inspection, okay? And then there's also an audio, which I request that you listen to, or I would like you to listen to, from Rachel Chenitz from Palestine, okay? So she was 10 years old, and this is her story of when she arrived in 1922, and she explains how her mother, who was not used to walking in high heels, wore them during the medical inspection and was almost detained just because she didn't know how to do high heels, okay? So you're going to do that, and then you're going to kind of flip through our different areas. So we have our legal inspection, and you can learn more about immigration policies, which are immigration laws after World War I. And for 30 years, it was actually a detention center, which is a prison. So for 30 years, it was just a prison. Okay, so it also has some photos for you to look at. And it also has another story from a man named Paul from Yugoslavia, and he came when he was 14. The next stop is detainees. A detainee is somebody who was held there, okay? So although it was called Isle of Hope, it was also the Isle of Tears, so where your dreams could kind of be taken away after the health or legal inspection. And as we said before, 120,000 people were sent back. Okay, so those who were turned away did travel home for free. All right, so that would be the next one. And we only have 30 seconds left. Ninth stop is the Stairs of Separation. All right, so that would be right here. So this is where you had 3 aisles, so the detainees were in the center aisle, so you got separated. And then our last stop is the kissing post, where people said goodbye, okay? So you're going to go on Class Dojo. I want you to tell me one interesting thing you learned, and then I'm going to ask you another question there, and that is where you're going to post.